Well, CAD 243 students, this is week 8 and we're going to start the jack screw assembly. I'm going to go over here and open up one of my little IDWs to show. And here it is. So we'll open this up and you can take a look at the milling jack screw assembly. We have a top view, front view, right side, bottom view, and an ISO view, as well as our parts list down here and our title block. And you're going to be building all the parts so that you can create this same drawing. And we're going to actually do this on a C-size paper and print this out a little bit later. So I'm going to close that out, and then I'm going to bring up the first project that we want to work on, which is the nut right over here. And there's some dimensions missing on this, so I want to give those to you. We want to do this really cool little rolled edge here, which is a radius as opposed to just a straight line. And so I'm going to minimize that. And, actually, I'm not going to minimize that. I want to show that. There it is. I want to drag that over to here to my other screen. Let's see if I can close this out and go. Nope, we don't want that. And we're going to open up with Inventor View. I'm using, I don't know if you know about Inventor View. Let me show that to you. So I'm going to go to the nut, right click, and go View with Inventor View, which is a little viewing program, sort of like Adobe. It's going to give me all of my dimensions that I need. So I'm going to park that over here. And there's a couple dimensions that are missing on that. But the first thing we need to do is we need to create our project. So we're going to go up to our project file. We're going to go to New. Go to New Vault Project. Go to Next. Make sure that we're in this is my R drive, is my USB drive. Doug's Vault, project name, and so I'm going to put in jack screw assembly. Okay, and finish. And doesn't exist. Should I create it? Yes. And then I'm going to go apply, which is going to highlight the check mark to that, so that all the future pieces that we're going to create, we're going to go into that file, and done. So I'm going to go to New, and we're going to this is an English part. We're going to go use our English standard part right here, and go OK, and open this up. I'm going to start out with a polygon, and it's a 6-sided polygon. It's already preset. I'm going to come in here and drop this off here and just click it and escape. I'm going to come up here and pick my horizontal constraint and pick that line, and so make sure that this is straight across. It already is, so we're good. Then I'm going to go to my dimension, and our dimension for this hex nut is across the flats, and our dimension is 0.94. Enter. I'm not going to put a hole in it. I'm going to go Finish Sketch. I'm going to go right to Extrude, and I'm going to put in a dimension of 0.55. And one of the things I'll tell you is that when you want to create a set of nuts and bolts, they're all formulas. Nuts and bolts are based on formulas. And so if I create a 1-inch nut and bolt, then I could scale that up and down for 1/4 20, 3/8, 5/16, 1.5 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch. You could just scale a 1-inch or a 1-unit nut and bolt and washer and just use the scale command. But in this case, I'm going to build this specific one. So I'm going to come right here to the front. I'm going to roll it over right here. I'm going to right click on my home, and I'm going to go set current view as front. I'm going to pick this top right corner. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to set current view as home. Then I'm going to come up here while we're still in the extrude. I'm going to go to work feature. I'm going to go to plane, and I'm going to pick this corner here. And I'm going to go here to this far corner and pick that, and you can see that I've created a new plane that goes diagonally across from point to point on my hex extrusion. I come around to the front. I'm going to go up to view. I'm going to go into wireframe. And if if we go back into our ISO view, you can see that this plane cuts straight across from corner to corner. Now while I'm here, I'm going to go, I need to right click, and I'm going to go up here to create new 2D sketch. I'm going to pick that plane right there, and then I'm going to go to project geometry. I'm going to pick this face right here, which made that line go across, and I'm going to pick this edge right there. And those are now, those two projected planes or projected lines are on my plane that you see here. So I can go to the front. Go in here, and I'm going to go to line, and for this I'm just going to go to line and pick a point right here, just anywhere, and I'm going to come up and I'm going to just pick an amount. So I'm going to go, how about 0.05, and I'm going to hit tab, and I'm going to go 60, which is a 30-degree angle up from the 180-degree horizontal. And I'm going to escape. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to go circle, and I'm going to pick the point right on here. And then I'm going to dimension this circle. And the radius wants to be 0.212. Okay, and since it's a radius, I'm going to have to go times 2. Oops. So it's going to be 424. 424. And when we create a radius, that's what it'll be. Then I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go to tangent. I'm going to pick tangent from here to this line here. So now we've created this little tiny flat spot in here. If we go in and use our trim command and trim our circle out, come in here and trim this line out and trim that part of the circle out, you can see that we have this little piece tucked away in here. And now we're going to confirm some things. We're going to pick a point here, which is that point there to here, and that should be 109, so I'm going to set that. So that's not in the right place, so that means I've got a little work to do here. So I need to change this distance from here to here up. So I'm going to go from this point right here to that point right there, and I'm going to type in point, oops, excuse me, cancel. I'm going to go in here, and we've got constraints that are fixing this, so I can't do this yet. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go in here and delete that. Now I'm going to redefine this one. Go from here to here, and 0.03. There we go. Looks like I got a line in here I don't need. Oh, what was that line? Did you see what that was? I do need that line. Okay. So I'm going to undo. That was my 60 degrees, and I want that line. Okay, that was my 60 degrees, which the opposite side of that is 30, which is the angle that I need. Now I'm going to come back and do my circle again, and I'm going to go 0.424, which is a radius of 212. Escape. I'm going to go tangent from this point here to this line here, and tangent from this point here to that line there, and you can just see that it is just going to give me this tiniest of flat portions there. So I'm going to go trim this, trim that line right there, and because I have a dimension on it, I need to take away that dimension. Now I can trim it. And I can trim this off. I'm going to look in here, and it should be a radius going into this flat. That looks good, and then it looks like there's some more radius here, so we're going to trim that off. And we're going to trim this radius off the back side. Now we're going to confirm this here by using a dimension to confirm it. So I'm going to pick this point here and come over to that point, and that should be 0.109, and that is perfect. So 0.109 by 0.030 with a 60-degree angle from the vertical 90 to that flat right there, or the way I built it was by doing 660 the other way, which gave me a 30 up, and that's what I'm actually looking for. Then I'm going to take a line and come from that endpoint over to the corner, and from that endpoint down to this point here. And I'm going to go into my ISO. I'm going to go, oh, I need a new line. I need a center line here. So I'm going to draw a construction line. I'm going to go to construction, pick this line here, and I'm going to go, what I'm going to go is see if I can find the midpoint here, which is right there, and just draw a line straight down. It just needs to be straight. And I'm going to finish sketch. I'm going to go to revolve. I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to pick my axis, which is this line here, and I'm going to revolve that. I'm going to do a cut, do OK. And you can see that I have cut this off and left these cute little points at each of the corners. Now I'm going to go new sketch, pick this top, go up to my point, find the dead center, go finish sketch. I'm going to go to hole. There's my hole, and I'm going to put my diameter of my hole in at 11/16. 11/16, and hit the OK button. And then while I'm still here, I'm going to go up to thread and pick that, and I'm going to reach inside here, pick that thread, go to my specifications. It's an 11/16. I want an 11/16 12 by UN, and it needs to be a 2B, which it is, and it's right-handed. So it's already in the correct mode. I'm going to go apply and OK. Close this. Go back into view, go back into visual styles, and pick realistic. There is my bolt, or actually my nut, excuse me. There's my nut. We've got our bevel on it. Got this flat spot on the top, and this is consistent with a machine nut. A machine nut. They always have a machined flat space on them. And then the bottom down here. And a lot of times they'll have a machined flat space on the bottom too. If you wanted to do that, it's not in here, but what you can do then is you can go down to the bottom and right click and new sketch, and then pick this edge here and project it. And well, I thought we projected that. Project that line down to our new plane. There it is. I'm going to go done, finish sketch, and then extrude. I'm going to pick this, and I'm going to come out 0.01. And there it is. And that's what that would look like if it was truly a machined nut. I don't show that in the drawing, but I think I'll leave it because it looks good. Okay? We'll leave it because it looks good. Okay, so that is the first thing we're going to do, and then I'm going to, while we're here, I'm going to go new, and I'm going to pick my DWG because I want to be able to create a PDF of this. So I'm going to go pick a DWG file, go open. I'm going to bring in my base. There's my base of my nut. And, oh, I need to save my piece, so I need to go back over here to my part. I'm going to go File, Save, and we are going to call this 11/16 by 12 hex nut. HEX NUT. And okay. Oh, and why isn't it not valid? Because of the I can't put the slash mark in the name. Okay, so I'm going to have to go 11/16. There we go. And I'm going to drop this down and put this as an underscore. So 11/16 underscore 12 hex nut. That's the 12 is obviously the threads, and save. Now I can go to new, and again I'm picking the DWG. You're going to pick an IDW. I'm doing this so I can make a PDF for you guys. So as I go to create my DWG, you're going to create your IDW. I'm going to create my DWG here. I want to be really aware of how I'm bringing in my piece. So I'm going to bring it over here, and I want to go top over here and start with that. I'm going to get this out of my way, and bring that in right there, and I'm going to stop right there and go done. Then I'm going to go to section, because that's the view that I want. I want a section view of this. So I click on section, I come over here and click on the view that I want to have sections, so the little dotted red box that you see. I come find the center, I pull out farther than the edge of my object, go all the way across. I'm going to come on down, right click and go continue. There is my section view right there. Then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go projected view, and I'm going to grab my nut, and I'm going to find a view that looks good, and none of these are looking good, so I'm going to create one more view. So I'm going to go projected view. I'm going to pull it off of here and come on straight down like that. Then come up here and let's see if we can get one of these that, okay, let's quit, oops, rats, projected view, bring it on down, right click and create, and projected view, we'll come off this one, and there we go, that's the one I want. Right click and create. I'm going to slide this down here. And so this is interesting what I have here, these views that I'm using. Okay, I want to try some. I'm going to see if I can get rid of this view here, and if I hopefully don't. Great, it's only going to. I used that just for the time to bring that down, so I could create the view off of this, so I could get this view here. Now, what I want to do is I want to go in here and I want to annotate this, but to do this correctly, I do need to have a detail view. So I need to come in here and do a detail view. So I brought in my base view. I then went in and quit right there. And let me just back up and do this again so you can see what I was doing. All the way back. I went in here and I went to base view, and in this case I wanted to pick my top. And I picked that and I right clicked and went done. Then I went to projected view, and I can just bring this view down here, right click and pull this up, and you can see it's not giving me the position that I want, so I'm just going to right click and go create. Then I'm going to go project again and come off of it, and I should get the view that I want, and I'm going to drop that right there and done. Oops, projected view, pick, right click and create. There we go. And then I need to do a section view. To dimension this correctly, I need a section view of this top view. So I'm going to go to section, pick the boxes view, pick that, go find my center, come over here. I didn't pick anything, I just found that center point and pulled it over, picked, right click, continue, and pull straight down. There's my section view of that nut. Now to annotate this correctly, I need to actually have a detail view, an increased size, so I can get a nice view. So I'm going to go to my detail, come down here, pick my box there. I'm going to go right over here and go to my fence shape. I'm going to pick right on there, pull that out, and there it is. I can just grab it and take it up there. There it is. There's my D view. Looks great. And then go ahead and go into my annotation and start annotating. So I'm going to go into dimension, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension this little angle that I have, and it's not very big. It's really small, but this point here and this point here, and oops, it's giving me a dimension, and I don't want the dimension. I want the angle. So I'll pick this face here first and see if that'll work. There it goes, right there. There's my 120. I'm going to go down into 60 and pull it down this way. That looks great. Then I want a dimension here from the top to this edge here. That's 0.03. I want a verification dimension, which is right there. It's going to be that 1.11. And finally, we're going to have a radius off of this. And we're going to put that right up there, a radius of 21. And I'm going to hit escape. And I'm going to pick this, hold down the shift key, pick that, and then also pick that. Right click, go to precision, and go out 3 places. And then make this look a little prettier, but just by moving things around a little bit. There we go. And I like this. This looks good. And I think that needs to be back there, about there, like that. And I apologize for having this terrible head cold. I know I'm snuffling a little bit in the video, but you're just going to have to put up with it. Okay, so let's get into the rest of ours. Right click here and go to edit. And bring our edit box over here, and we're going to go to shaded. Go OK. And I want to also do the same thing here into this section view and go over here, view edit, and shade it, then go OK. And notice that it also creates the detail view in a shaded view. Now some of you have asked, why do I have this, it says detail D. Well, it's because I've been working in this little project when I was not videotaping, and as I was working through some of these problems, I created this several times, so I'm in the 4th configuration of this, and so that it's going to remember that. It's going to remember that D, and so it's just keeping its own track. Now I can go ahead and change that to A, and let me see how we can do that. Just a minute. So if that bothers you, we can fix this. It's a very easy fix. You just right-click on here, go edit the view label, reach inside where it says view there, and type in A, and go OK. But then you also have to remember to reach down here and do the same thing. And we're going to reach in here and text, and reach inside there and go A and OK, and there it is. So now that's detail A, showing detail A. I don't know if you know this, you can also move this little A around. I usually try to point it so it's in the same direction as showing that detail view up there. The same also goes for this section here. You can see that I'm in section CC, and you can change that if you want to. I can go in here and edit the label, and section AA, and up here, and text, and A, and there you go. So now it looks really nice. And oh, this is A. She'll get on this side here, and A. There we go. So section A and detail A. And in this case, that is fine because a section and a detail are 2 separate things, but you may want to change those around, like to make a detail B, so people don't get confused. They shouldn't if they're reading drawings on a regular basis, but that's what we got. Now all I have to do is do a little more dimensioning and we are good to go, but you can know how to do all the rest of that, and I will go on to the next video. Thanks so much.